What's going on, everybody? Oftentimes, my coworkers ask me, "What are you going to do this weekend?" And I work full time, so the weekends when I get a lot of homestead stuff done. So follow along today as I get a lot of stuff done. This is empty. Got to get it filled up. Man, that's a good looking machine. That's also a good looking machine. Man, this place is a dump. I got to get this thing sorted out. I sure do love pallet forks. That's a pretty tight fit. I put this pallet underneath this 116 gallon diesel tank from Beaver because the fork pockets are only accessible on the ends, this end and that end, and they're way too narrow. And this just seemed like a much better solution to me. Got a little ratchet strap. That ain't going nowhere. Who wants to go spend like $500 on off-road diesel? Me? No. Getting filled up. Off-road diesel is $334 today. I've been real happy with this Beaver tank. Put about 500 or so gallons through it. It's been great. This pump kind of stinks because it's got a $125 limit, so it takes several transactions to fill this thing up. That's one. That's two. 37.4 gallons for 125 bucks. Frothy. I think that's about all she got. Another 14. So not quite $400 or $500, just shy of $300. So I was just shy of 90 gallons in the tank, heading back home. All right, so it's the next day, and I've got a bunch of stuff to do still today. Got a few things done tomorrow, going to get a few more things done this afternoon, and I've got to go clean up the side porch of my house. How much better is that? So much better. I got another swing put up. All right, next up on the agenda is, something I've talked a lot about on this channel is trying to be more organized. And organization for me starts with keeping this work table clean, something I have done a really poor job of the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to fix that right now. Let's go. Jumbo. So one of my favorite channels is called 99 Projects. Him and I have kind of become buddies a little bit. And he watched my wood splitter video and reminded me of these little induction hour meters. So they were super cheap, I think like $9 on Amazon. I got one for my wood splitter and one for a surprise that should be hitting the channel here in the next couple of weeks. I think you're all gonna like it. So stay tuned for that. You never have enough shop towels. PB Blaster. I have just loved these Milwaukee tools. I've actually got quite a bit of use on them now between me and Griffin, and I'm really, really, really impressed. This is for an upcoming video. They're really heavy. Deer season's over. Huge bummer. Here's a shop tip. Get a good spray bottle, maybe a couple of them. And put some degreaser in there. These things break, and you don't have to just go buy a new one. The big gallon jugs at Simple Green are way more economical. Happiness is a clean shop table. Feels like I can actually breathe in here again. I reckon you could dang near eat off of that. So viewers of this channel will probably understand I like tools and I like Harbor Freight. And I recently bought a set of these metric and standard jumbo wrenches just last week. And they are really big. They are In fact, jumbo. So and they're kind of cool looking, you know? I mean, who doesn't love a 2-inch wrench? So I am going to hang them up. That's another thing I wanted to do this weekend. If I don't have a place for something, it just ends up in my way. So this is what we've got. 1 3/8, 1 1/2, 1 5/8, 1 3/4, 1 7/8, 2-inch. 35, 38, 41, 45, 48, 50 on the metric side. So what I'm going to do is hang that piece of wood up just above where that retractable extension cord is. Kind of like I got over here for some axes and some knives and such. And hang them up so they're easy to get to. You know when one's missing. I think it'll look pretty cool too. So we need 60 1/4. If you don't have one of these little adjustable clamps, I'd recommend one. They make stuff just nice and simple. I think that's pretty much right on. Sometimes I do just eyeball things. You know, one of the things I really do try and do is get better at stuff. And in the past, I probably would have just kind of eyeballed where to drill all the holes. You know, sometimes I can get pretty close. I can eyeball level pretty good. That was about 14 times harder than I thought it would be. I really like this. Yes. The big 50. The big 5-0. I think that looks pretty freaking sweet. I know this is kind of like this is not like my normal video, and I don't think I've been doing this long enough to necessarily have a normal video, but I thought it might be interesting to see kind of a few of the little things that I do fairly regularly to just kind of keep my life going and to try and keep moving forward. You know, a little project like that, I don't have to do something like that. I can just throw them somewhere and probably forget about them, quite frankly, but I think it looks cool. And I think that looks cool. And I do, you know, I film YouTube videos sometimes, increasingly frequently. And I think it's cool to have like a nice backdrop for when I do anything on the tabletop, like an unboxing or something like that. So I don't know. If you guys hate this video, let me know. I've got some big things and some big plans that I'm going to try with the channel here. I've recently decided I want to try and I like the 10 to 12 minute videos. I think it seems like some of you guys like it too, but I also want to try and do like a long video and see how that goes. And see if I can, you know, make a long video interesting. Let me know what you think of the wrenches. They are the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Jumbo wrench set. They are pretty beefy. I used a few of them the other day to get the couplers swapped out on that skid steer grapple. And I remember the other day I needed a larger wrench and I didn't have one, so now I can't say that anymore. So I think that looks kind of cool. I'm glad I did the big to little, little to big. I think that was a nice little touch. Now, I didn't necessarily document everything, but that's a pretty normal weekend for me. Bunch of stuff, bunch of little projects, using my tools, playing with my machines, and trying to get some stuff done. I'm happy with how these look, and thanks for coming along. If you could, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is not like my normal video, but thought I might as well show what I was doing. If it's not interesting, I'm sure I'll find out. Stay tuned. A lot of good stuff coming. Thanks for watching.